What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Desire of Wrestling. I'm your host, of course, the Variety Vendor, and we got great fighters here today. Of course, it's going to be the first ever tag team match in Desire of Wrestling history. It's going to be the most. Also, it's a very important match because the winning team gets to face the champion next week in a triple threat. So you got to work together as hard as you can, guys. No matter how much that you can't get along. And we'll start off with Weston. Say hello.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am your first ever undisputed Desire of Wrestling champion that no one else can be. And I'm gonna win this because, well, I'm probably the fucking John Cena of this whole entire show. You know, the champ is here!
And his partner, Adam.
What's up, everybody? Team Diff is back on the right of views after being screwed several times on the show, but I am finally back, and nothing's going to hold me back this time. And Weston, dude, you better be a good partner because you're just lucky.
Adam.
You're just lucky.
I don't know if you bought my accent, but it sounds like you just hit puberty, dude.
Yeah, you're lucky. I was not the referee. Shut up, jobber. You're lucky I was not the referee in the match against Ed.
All right, and on the other side, okay, all right, guys, save it for the debate. All right, on the other side of the spectrum, we got Larry Crowder. Say hello.
Hey, this is Serious Lee. I'm a moderator at the Real Wrestling Reborn webpage on Facebook. If you don't know about it yet, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe. Of course, most people already are because it's the best page on the internet. And I'm just going to come here and do my best. You know, unfortunately for the other guys, my best is better than their best, so I'm going to win. But, you know, we should all just go ahead and agree in advance to give them an award for just trying out because they don't know what they're getting into. And it's kind of sad, but
there's no award for trying on this show. There's no participation award. You want a participation award?
Right.
You go compete on SmackDown Live or something.
See, I'm not gonna need it. I'm not gonna need the participation award because I'm gonna be the winner. And I know you keep saying, "Oh, I've been the champion," but where have I been? I haven't even been on the show. So if I've been on this show, how many championships do you really think you would have? If the answer is more than zero, you're delusional.
All right, definitely join the Real Wrestling Reborn group on Facebook. It's a great group where everybody pretty much gets along, and if that we pretty much weed out everybody that's like a bot or a spam or anything like that. So you're gonna definitely have a great time having a lot of great discussions there. And Lee's partner, LB.
Hey, hold on. I gotta play this for Lee real quick.
No, don't play anything. Okay. LB, introduce yourself.
My name is LB. I'm one of a kind, and I brought the tacos.
Gotta love him. Gotta love him. He's the greatest ever.
I got a crazy guy on my team. You can't hope to be them.
All right. So, are you guys ready to get this show on the road?
Here before we start. Weston, before we went on the air, you said that I was the only one out of the original three to not win the title. And I just want to say once again, I have been held back on this show because of you and because of Ed. And you know what? I'm tired of your crap, and I'm tired of being held back on this show. You better be a damn good partner tonight because these questions are not going to be easy.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to just give you that turn here. Forgive me for being inappropriate.
Thank you for reading my mind, Weston.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all of the history he was talking about is pretty pointless to me because it was all before RWR decided we were going to invest our time and energy into making this show an actual watchable show as opposed to what it was before, which was at best it was a hobby you guys were doing. So y'all can sit there and say, "Oh, I've done this, I've done that," but I mean, the show is relevant now that I'm here. So I mean, you can say what you want.
All right, let's save this for the debate. As much as I love this heated argument, let's just try to save it.
Hold on, I got something to say to you, Lee.
All right.
All right, listen.
That's probably the most intelligent thing you're going to say all night.
Okay.
All right, Lee, I want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to Desire Wrestling. And I hope that you're a much better owner than Ed, because you can't be much worse.
Oh my god, why don't you just give the guy a fucking blowjob, Adam?
All right, so let's get the show on the road, okay? Let's start off with the first question, guys. Let's start off with the first question. What was the greatest WrestleMania moment? Starting off with a big question, and
Monday, I'll look out your opinion.
okay, we'll start off with a strong question, and I'm hoping you got strong answers. So we'll start off with with the newcomers. We'll start off with Lee and LB. Who do you want to start off?
Adam, I think you'll agree with me, so let me present what I think of that whenever it's our turn.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Alright,
So is it going to be Lee or is it going to be LB?
Who's going first?
I'll go ahead.
It's going to be Lee and LB. They're going to start.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll start the match off. Do I just give you guys my pick and then you give me your pick and then I do my thing? Or do I do my entire thing first and then you do your pick?
Adam, check your Facebook. I want to see if you agree with me on what I'm about to say.
All right. So Lee, are you going to start or are you going to let LB start?
Yes, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So do I just give you my pick and then wait for them to give me their pick? Or do I give my entire spiel at once?
No, give your pick and give your reason why, and then they will go. Then you do the rebuttal and just
Okay. So the greatest WrestleMania moment of all time is the one that is synonymous with the Attitude Era because it was what began the Attitude Era. It was the moment where Bret Hart fought against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 in an I Quit match, and they went in. It was the first ever true double turn, and it was all like synonymous with this one particular moment where Bret Hart had Austin the sharpshooter. Austin was pouring down blood. He looks up at the camera and screams in defiance instead of tapping out like a coward and a heel should. He screams in defiance, forever solidifying him as the most badass man to ever step in the ropes. It was the beginning of the Attitude Era, which was the most lucrative and most explosive time in all of wrestling history, and it also marked the first ever anti-hero in wrestling, which was Stone Cold.
Very good. So Lee is picking Stone Cold, looking up at the camera with all the blood pouring out, and during the sharpshooter from Bret in WrestleMania 13. Very good. So Weston and Adam, did you pick who was going to go first, and did you get a strong pick?
Yeah, we're gonna
start.
Okay.
We're gonna go with Hulk Hogan picking up and body slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, I believe it was.
Okay.
That moment solidified what WrestleMania is supposed to be all about, which is the moment. You know, at that time, I believe Andre the Giant went undefeated for 15 years. And at WrestleMania, not only did the Hulkster prevail, brother, but he picked up Andre the Giant, which to this day is still talked about and is fresh in people's heads. All the freaking replays of wrestling, every single intro from WWE, you know, like before they start the actual intro, they had Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan doing that thing, brother. Okay? Anyway, if you ask anyone, especially old school fans, what moment defines wrestling in a nutshell, they will tell you Andre the Giant when he got body slammed by Hulkster, brother. Okay? That right there is wrestling in a nutshell. Adam, you got anything else to add to this, brother?
6 minutes today from out of your room.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yeah, like
Do you want to save? Adam, do you want to do the rebuttal? You know, instead of Weston, or are you going to save your turn for the next question?
Dude, we're a tag team. We rebuttal together, but for right now, I'll let Adam speak.
No. It's
Yeah,
that's not how it goes, dude. It's just like each guy gets his turn.
Rules, man.
Yeah, each guy gets a turn.
I would say that I'm brand new to this, and I know better than you do on the
Yeah.
rules. Come on now.
All right, so Lee,
This is actually our first time doing a tag team match. So
It's fine too. So why do I know more than you? I'm just saying. You
Shut up.
All right, guys. So Lee, do you want to do the rebuttal, or are you gonna let LB do the rebuttal?
LB, do you have? I have a pretty strong rebuttal. If you want to go with it, LB, I'll trust you. I'll tag you in.
Oh, dude, all he's gonna say is tacos. Yes.
If you have a legitimate rebuttal, I'll let you take it, man. I trust that you're just a bunch of fans as anybody else, and your opinion is just as valid as ours. So if you got a serious thing that you could disprove what they're saying and prove that ours is better, go ahead. If not, let me know and I'll do it.
I'll let you do the rebuttal.
Okay.
Alright. So here's my rebuttal. Do I have a time limit, or is it just like a couple points I can make?
No, just go, dude. What's the matter? I thought you knew the rules more than I do.
I know some of the rules. I'm almost
Alright, working punches, boys. Working punches.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the rebuttal. First off, your moment was definitely iconic. I'm not going to say it's not. It's one of the things that everyone talks about. However, it's not a unique moment in history. It's been done before. In fact, Andre has been sent twice before, once already by Hogan before that. They had wrestled multiple times in the past, and contrary to what people believe, Andre the Giant has lost matches during that 15 years. There's no televised matches. So while it might look that good and pomp and circumstance, there's no substance behind it. The match itself that led up to that was trash. The Hogan versus Andre match was at best two big guys wailing on each other in turn for an unknown amount of time. If it had not been for the stellar booking of the time period, it would not have gotten any kind of pop. Now you compare that to the absolutely unique scenario where you have a double turn, I should say. You have the beginning of an era. What happened with the WrestleMania 3? I mean, what did it really do? It ushered in the era of cartoon characters wrestling, in the WWF. That was not what I would call a boom period. Whereas with the beginning of the Attitude Era, WrestleMania 13, and also throwing this out there, WrestleMania 13 was one of the lowest buy-rated WrestleManias of all time. Yet everyone knows that one moment. Everyone knows when I described it to you, I bet you had a picture in your head of it. Because that moment transcends WrestleMania. It transcended that entire show. No one can even tell you the main event of that night unless you are a true historian. But everyone knows that WrestleMania 13, that was what happened with it was the iPhone match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold. You could be a Rabbit fan and you can tell the backstory, or you could be a fair weather fan that just remembers fondly the memories of watching Stone Cold go off. And every single time you ask anybody to just talk about the starting point of Stone Cold being a badass, it's that one shot, that camera angle, that sweet spot that zoomed in, and it caught Stone Cold's face, the proverbial crimson mask. Everything about that's wonderful and great about the Attitude Era was summed up perfectly in that one shot, and you just don't have, that's never happened before or since with any one individual picture.
All right.
Well, I got a rebuttal.
Go.
First off, hold on.
No, we're not going to get another chance to reply.
I just want to say this real quick, and then I'll tag you in.
No, you gotta pick, Weston. You gotta pick. Either you're gonna go or Adam's gonna go.
Adam. Fine, Adam. I'm tagging you this, but you better say this, dude. That I'm messaging you on Facebook.
I feel like that's cheating. That seems an awful lot like it's me.
We're a tag team, motherfucker. Deal with it.
It doesn't mean that you just tell each other what to do in the middle of the match. If you had gone over it with a tag team should before the match, like me and my partner did, then you might actually
shut up. You and LB didn't even talk over this.
That's not true, actually. We were on Skype for about an hour.
Alright, tag me in. I tag you in. Just check your Facebook. Okay, ready? Okay. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Pontiac Silverdome, Michigan, okay? Up until this point, yes, WrestleMania 1 was a gamble, okay? Yes, the first WrestleMania was Vince's baby, that they put everything on the line. WrestleMania 2 was the first WrestleMania to be in 3 cities. But in my mind, and in a lot of wrestling fans' minds, WrestleMania 3 was the one where the WrestleMania franchise really took off from. Yes, 1 and 2 were very good. Yes, 1 and 2 were very iconic. But think about it. It's the Silver Dome. You have Aretha Franklin singing what's it called? America the Beautiful, right? You have all these great things. It's a beautiful stadium, and you have these two iconic stars, okay, that are going at it, and this storyline has been built up. And the build into this match was arguably one of the best builds to any match ever in the history of wrestling. At this time, you have Hulk Hogan, who is a household name. All right, everyone's talking about Hulk Hogan. Everyone's talking about Andre the Giant. You don't have to be a wrestling fan at this time to know who Hulk Hogan was. Yes, you know, Stone Cold and Bret Hart. That was a memorable match. Or I want to say it was, maybe it was iconic, but not nearly as iconic as Hogan and Andre. Okay. You can say that Austin and Bret was the point where the Attitude Era took off. But there are other eras or other things, events that you could say this is what started the Attitude Era. Like, for example, you can say it was DX. You can say it was the pressure being put on Vince McMahon by Paul Heyman in ECW. You can say it was, you know, the whole getting rid of good guys versus bad guys thing. You can say it was the NWO. You can say it was, NWO was WCW, but at the same time, you know, you can just say it was a whole Monday Night Wars.
There's no 316 promo, Adam.
Yeah, you can say it was the Austin 316 promo. You know, you can say it was
right there.
But,
okay.
Stay on the outside, Weston. Yeah, stay on the outside, Weston. I got this. Don't worry.
Well, I'm sorry. We're actually working as a team. I didn't know that was going to offend the other team.
But, all right.
So, here's my rebuttal.
Wait. Hang on. I'm not doing my rebuttal.
Okay. He's not done yet, dude.
All right, go ahead, Adam.
Okay.
Sorry, Weston. I got this. Okay. There are many moments that you can say, shut up. There are many moments that you can say started the Attitude Era. But where did WWF start, like, taking off with Hogan and Andre? That was the moment in 1987 when where WWF really started to take off. It wasn't the first WrestleMania. It wasn't WrestleMania 2, which is actually a major letdown, but it was the WrestleMania where they first had, like, the production value and just the entire arena was awesome, and the build into the match was awesome. And then you have the moment. Which I was building into, much like they built in Hogan Andre for many months, of Hogan slamming Andre. Can Andre be slammed? We don't know. You know, he tried it before and was, not successful. And then in the match, he finally picks him up and slams him. And if you look at that moment, you see, like, cameras all around the outside of the ring going off. You still see those pictures to this day. Even a few years ago, when Hogan was hosting WrestleMania, when he was one of the hosts of WrestleMania, with he did that in-ring segment with Stone Cold and The Rock. He talked about Andre, and he talked about picking him up and slamming him, and it's still something that people talk about to this day. If you're a casual fan,
That's a long time.
if you're a casual fan, you got your time. You got your time. If you're a casual fan, you're going to talk about Stone Cold and Bret Hart. What I meant to say was, if you're a hardcore fan, you're going to talk about Austin and Bret Hart. If you're a hardcore, if you're a casual, if you're someone who just watches on like a bi-yearly basis, if you're someone who's a relative of a wrestling fan, you're going to talk about Hogan Andre.
And Michael Jordan goes for the 3, and that's the game.
You're right, because you just spent an entire time proving my point. What you have done is set the stage to explain why WrestleMania 3 was better than WrestleMania 13, and it was. But that's not the question. The question is which moment is the most iconic? Which moment stands out the most? You said all these great things about how awesome the production value, everything was a step up, and it was a great success as WrestleMania 3. You're correct. WrestleMania 13, however, was not a success overall. It was the lowest buy-rate pay-per-view of all time in WrestleMania history. That being said, it still produced a moment that transcends all WrestleManias. It's a moment, that one image. That's what it was. I mean, you sit there and say that it wasn't. It was that we slammed Andre the Giant. It was this Willy Wonky thing, and yeah, maybe kind of the people who didn't watch. But it had been done before. He had been slammed twice. Once was by Hulk Hogan already. So it was a manufactured moment that was very inorganic. Whereas with the shot that I'm talking about, they weren't even supposed to bleed that night. It was the decision that the performers made that they got heat for when they went back after the match. Austin got heat for bleeding. McMahon was furious, but because of that, it ended up being the most used individual picture in the entire history of the Attitude Era. It was used more times.
The Attitude Era, yes. In the Attitude Era, yes.
Now,
In WWE,
now
Hogan Andre.
Now there's not. Adam, I got something to say.
You can't do that though. How many rebuttals are there?
All right, guys. One more time, okay? You
still haven't explained why that truly defined the Attitude Era when me and Adam clearly pointed out that most people first off right now.
All right, guys. Hold on.
No, you didn't.
Hold on, guys.
It was the first true shock in all of wrestling history.
All right, guys.
No, you didn't.
Hold on. I think this is a great question. It brought out a lot of great, answers and opinions and all of that. But I just want one more time. Okay, one more rebuttal. I'm gonna give you guys. Okay. Now, see who's gonna go, gonna represent their team for this question, and we'll start off with Lee. Okay, Lee, I want to hear your side of why your moment is better than
I want to tag in Adam. Adam, I tag you. You're gonna take this final rebuttal.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
As a final rebuttal, okay, for this question, do you want to answer, or do you want to tag in LB?
LB, do you want to try to answer, or do you want me to?
I don't mind.
I don't know. Do you want to answer, or do you want me to answer?
Oh, God. You can answer.
I can answer. Okay.
Okay.
Now, is there a time limit on this rebuttal, or as long as you want to go? Because I can go all night and explain why Austin versus Bret Hart that one.
You can go as long as you want, but well, here's the thing. If you don't tag in LB, then LB has to take the entire question, the entire second question. Okay.
I mean, that doesn't quite seem fair to me, but okay.
All right.
I mean, he chose not to tag in. We can't make him tag in if he doesn't want to tag in.
Well,
I've given him options.
But that's the whole point. We want everybody to participate into the question. So
right.
Yeah.
And I do too. But I mean, what if he need to answer their own? That's not.
Team's falling apart, dude.
So
not falling apart to the fucking mirror.
So
in the window.
Whatever.
So are you gonna take this rebuttal, or are you gonna give it to LB?
I don't care. I'll give it to LB if he wants it.
LB, are you willing to give me your points?
Sure, let's do it better.
Okay, go ahead, LB.
Okay, go ahead. Why is the Austin bleeding in WrestleMania 13 to in Bret Hart's sharpshooter a better moment than Hogan slamming Andre in WrestleMania 3?
Because it didn't involve tacos, so they lose.
This is my partner, guys. Come on now.
Give us the point. Give us the point. Alright, here's the point now.
LB, you got any valid points on this question?
If he's not going to take it seriously, just let this be a handicap match. Like, seriously. Like, I mean...
Why would you take it different?
Okay, alright. Okay. Okay, Ellie, do you want to take this question? Take this rebuttal?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
I do. Why is it more iconic? Because, okay, actually, I'm gonna answer their question because they set me up perfectly for this, so I will say it. Before that particular moment in history, the wrestling as a whole had pretty much followed a set path. Okay. It was good guy, bad guy, good guy wins in the end. This is the first time in the history of WWE, which, I mean, WCW had done it once before, but this is not, we're talking about Wrestlemania history here. So, this is the first time in WWE history, or WWF at the time, that the good guy and the bad guy didn't stay the good guy and the bad guy the entire feud. It wasn't just like an over time gradual turn. This was in one match, in one moment. You turned what was possibly the hottest babyface of the company into the hottest heel, and you turned what was one of the mid-card heels of the company into the hottest babyface. That one moment, it defies all logic. It's something that has not been duplicated even ever since. You look at Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it was cool, but it was duplicated before it ever happened. Again, look it up. Hogan signed Andre once before. Again, look it up. Andre the Giant had been signed by someone else once before. It's not a big feat. The thing that made that match and that moment so great was the surrounding matches and the match card around it. So that means that the actual merits of that one moment in time are diminished when compared to the fact that there was no supporting moments to the 13 match card. Sorry, I'm driving and I'm kind of spacing out. The WrestleMania 13 match card. The match card was fairly weak, other than that one match. Again, the main event was forgettable. The rest of the card was lackluster at best, and also another thing that I could bring up here is that while WrestleMania 13 was the lowest rated, lowest pay-per-view buys of all WrestleManias ever, WrestleMania 14 would then go on to be the most bought WrestleMania in history and hold that title all the way up until I want to say probably about, I think it was like 8 or 9 years where it was bought more than any other one, which means that it turned things around for a company that was going into the gutter. It was the beginning of the Attitude Era because it was a shock and a surprise. It was the creation of Stone Cold, who was the personification of the Attitude Era. After this, you started getting the X's that really started catching fire. After this, you started getting, your right to censors and your ministries and your corporations and all that stuff really started catching fire. But none of those would have been possible if it hadn't been for Austin being as hot as he was, and he would not have been as hot as he was if it hadn't been for this masterfully done double turn that can all be summed up in one image, which is that of him reaching up, screaming up in pain with blood pouring down his face while Bret Hart was wrenching on his legs in the sharpshooter. So, there you go.
All right.
Your turn.
Okay.
First off, again, if you ask most people, they would disagree with you. They would say the moment when the Attitude Era was defined was when Austin when he cut the Austin 316 just kicked your ass promo.
Not true.
Exactly. Holy shit, someone actually fucking agreed with me. So your points were destroyed right there. But I'm gonna go on.
I said it's not true. I said it's not true.
Go ahead, Weston.
Okay, whatever. First off, and also, second off, my uncle, who was a casual fan at best, he lives in El Paso. He literally if I mention him, Hogan slamming Andre, again, he's a casual fan. He gets excited and starts talking about wrestling because to him that was a special moment. And mind you, this is a casual fan. So it goes to show when you ask casual fans, they'll always say Hulk Hogan slamming Andre. Hulk Hogan slamming Andre was a big moment than Bret Hart I'm not done yet, dude. Michael Jordan's just getting ready for the 3. Right now he's dribbling, okay?
Michael Jordan you're like Johnson over here with HIV. You're dying, son. You act like you got what it takes, but you don't.
Go ahead.
I love how this guy just automatically, he knows he knows I'm right, so he's trying to cover up by being a goofball. But yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so literally, casual fans will always say, Hogan slamming Andre was the best WrestleMania moment of all time. Yeah, the only people that really talk about that match is hardcore fans. The Bret and Stone Cold thing. That's it. It's hardcore fans. They're the only ones that really remember that. And second off, WrestleMania 3, that actually, when Hogan did that to Andre, it solidified WrestleMania as a show you have to take seriously. That's what helped make WrestleMania the granddaddy of them all. So if you think about it, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan doing that to Andre, Stone Cold and Bret probably wouldn't have felt that special to begin with. And that's just to hardcore fans. Hogan versus Andre solidified WrestleMania just in that moment. And you know what? Yeah, maybe it has happened before. I don't know. But at that time, the story that WWF was going with, again, the story they were going with, Hulk Hogan could he slam Andre? And the fans were into it. Everyone. They were like, can Hogan do it? And when he did it, you saw the camera pan back. I believe Adam even said everyone was losing their shit. There was not one person sitting in their chair when that moment happened.
As opposed to everyone sitting down when Austin happened.
Go ahead, Weston. Go.
If it was such a great moment, then why is it that WrestleMania 4 didn't do better? That's the point that I'm making. It did not
WrestleMania 4 was horribly booked because it made the entire night a tournament. That's why.
Yeah, and that's a completely different man, dude. That's like saying, oh, WrestleMania 30 was great.
Hold on, guys. One at a time.
You were saying that it defines the era.
Guys,
hold on,
No.
Okay, Weston, go ahead.
That's like saying, oh, WrestleMania 30 was good, 31 wasn't good.
Lee,
guys.
If I was telling you right now that WrestleMania 30 made WrestleMania must see, then I would have to acknowledge that 31 was must see, because otherwise WrestleMania 30 didn't do its job. You're saying WrestleMania 3 is what made WrestleMania.
All right, guys.
If that was the case, people would have saw 4.
All right, guys. Weston, go ahead. It's still your turn. Well, Lee, I'll get back to you. Okay, this is still a heated argument.
I pretty much said everything. I pretty much said everything I gotta say. Someone tag in Adam and see if he's got anything to say. So Adam, you're in.
I think you made a lot of great points, Weston. The only thing I'd like to add is, WrestleMania 13. That moment was so iconic, right? Okay. Why was WrestleMania 21 and 20, not 21, 22? Why were WrestleManias 26 through 29 bad? It's the same thing. It's like, okay, WrestleMania 3 was great. It was iconic. WrestleMania 4 was bad because of the way it was booked. You can say, okay, Survivor Series 98 was great. Why was 99 so bad? You can say, oh wow, Royal Rumble 92 was so great. Of course, I was going to say that, Ed. Mm-hmm. Why were Royal Rumbles 93 through 95 bad? It's one show. You can't compare it to another show.
Right. Okay, I agree with what you're saying, except that one of the points that you made, as your team has made, is that it made WrestleMania must see. And if that was the case, by definition, people would have seen 4, the very next one. The reason why 22, 23, 24 are not affected by my statement about WrestleMania 13 is because it's a different era. I say that it ushered in the Attitude Era, which is all I ever said. It didn't make all WrestleManias must see because people will eventually lose interest in anything if you don't keep it at a high quality. So yeah. But look at 14. 14 went. There was a drastic turnaround from 13 to 14. It went from the lowest pay-per-view buy in history to the highest pay-per-view buy for that, which held the record all the way up through. I want to say 28 beat it. I think it's 28 to beat it. And then right after 29 is whenever they went to the network. Now Like, if there's a pay-per-view, I still count like they used to. But regardless of that, my point was simply that one of your points is invalid because it's not true. It did not make WrestleMania plus to see. If it did, people would have seen 4. We would have seen 5. It didn't even do as well as 3. And 5, you had Ultimate Warrior versus Hogan. But, that's the same era. So if that was such a great moment, that one moment can define everything, like you're saying, then it would have made every single one of the success afterwards, and that's just not the case. You look at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, they were all successes because that was the era that was ushered in by 13.
Yeah, but that was because of the booking. It wasn't because of the event itself. What made WrestleMania 4 so bad was the booking. It was booked horribly. It was a tournament. They made the entire night a tournament, and they gave it to Savage in the end. Okay, and then it was just incredibly boring. But then 5 was incredibly successful. 5 and 6 were incredibly successful. So how do you go from 1, which is successful, 2, not as successful, 3 successful, 4 not successful, 5 and 6 successful? It's ebb and flow. It goes up and down.
And I'm not saying that it's not booking are involved. I'm saying that the Hogan slamming Andre did not make it must see. I'm not arguing with the fact that it was a big moment. Obviously, it was one of the biggest of all time, but it was not the biggest one of all time. Because the biggest one of all time was what made Austin into the megastar that he then went on to usher in the Attitude Era, which was the biggest boom in all of wrestling history. I mean,
it made Austin a megastar. It made Austin.
Tag me in. I got a question for LB.
Wait, I didn't tag you in. Wait, hold on. Okay. It made Austin a megastar, but what made wrestling a mega success was Hogan Andre tag.
Y'all just keep tagging. I'll keep going handicap because
LB, do you have any points, LB?
They don't involve tacos or stupid shit.
Oh shit! Oh look, they're trying to get against each other. We got this, Adam.
Is there a problem with that? I don't think so.
LB, LB, do you have any points? LB, do you have any points in this question?
Just Hogan versus The Rock. Icon versus Icon. WrestleMania 18.
Oh my God! Are you really?
All right, guys.
Okay, it's like we're speaking French and Spanish, and then he starts speaking fucking Korean.
All right.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
All right, guys. I've heard enough. I've heard enough in this question. This was as I knew it was going to be a big question with a lot of heated arguments in this.
Okay, I'll take it again.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is really hard. This is really tough. I never thought of Austin and versus Brett. Like, I always thought it was an important match, but I never thought of that moment being as iconic as you built it up to be, Lee. And you made me appreciate it even more. Weston and Adam, they did bring a lot of great points about Hogan slamming Andre, and this is really tough. Like both matches are really iconic, and you guys did mention like the booking and all of that, and how to casual fans Austin and Brett, but I disagree because Austin has transcended that. Fuck, if someone just mentioned merch at least, I would have been like, yeah, that's another great point, but
well, it wasn't relevant to the moment. I mean, I said he was the biggest superstar of all time.
Sure.
But merch sales in that moment would not have changed that much. I mean, he ended up going on. Stone Cold became the biggest merch sale of all time. But I mean, that wasn't directly resulting from that one moment.
Yeah,
But
but here's the thing. I think that, and I'm giving the point to Lee, by the way, because I think
What?
yes, I'm giving it to Lee. Even though that I think Hogan slamming Andre was a bigger moment.
Oh, Rick, come on. That's
it's definitely a bigger moment. I'm not gonna lie. I purposely didn't think of it because I wanted a challenge.
Even though,
Andre is the biggest moment of WrestleMania history.
Like, I'd say, like, Hogan slamming Andre did.
Come on.
Hold on.
Even he just admitted it. He was like, just a second.
Hold on.
You're so
Even
full
though
of
that I
shit.
think Hogan slamming Andre was the bigger moment, but I think it's all about the argument. And Lee gave me a better argument in that there was much more substance in that moment, while you guys were more thinking about, the entire WrestleMania show. While he did.
So in other words, you're literally saying, "Well, I'm a hardcore fan."
Hold on. Shut up, Weston. Shut up. Okay, I'm the judge right now. So Lee, what Lee said. Okay, I'm trying to tell you like why I came up with this judging.
That's bullshit.
That is Lee. He said that that moment was much more important because, of course, like that WrestleMania 13 is one of the worst WrestleManias, but that moment made it into a must-see show. But as for WrestleMania 3. And even Adam said, like, everything around it, all the pomp and circumstance, like, it kind of was with that, it was using all of that together, that made it into that much more. But as for Austin and Brett, it transcended all of that. So, yeah, I gotta give the point to Lee.